My wife looked me dead in the eye, tears streaming down her face, and whispered, "I ruined everything. Please take me back. But here's the thing. This was the same woman who begged me to open our marriage so she could chase after her boss. And now, the tables had turned. If you've ever tasted the bittersweet satisfaction of karma doing its job, smash that like button. Subscribe for more real-life stories where betrayal meets justice. And let me know in the comments, would you ever forgive a partner after something like this? We'll start at the beginning. I met my wife in college. We're each other's first loves, our first kiss, our first everything. And for 10 years, I thought we had something rare, something almost sacred. Marriage, 8 years in, felt like an unbreakable bond. But then something changed. She got a new job. At first, she was shy and reserved, struggling to fit in. I encouraged her to make friends, to loosen up. She did. Too much. Soon the quiet, bookish woman I married was staying out late with her new group of coworkers, mostly single, divorced, or casually dating women who lived for the next bar crawl. I told myself not to be controlling, but the late nights and her constant exhaustion started bleeding into our marriage. The intimacy faded, and then came the manager. She mentioned him casually at first, his clever solutions, his leadership style. But over time, it was his name I heard more than my own. Every story seemed to feature him. I'd ask, "Why are you so fascinated with this guy?" She'd brush me off. That's when the seeds of destruction were planted. Not long after, she asked me a strange question. "Do you ever regret not experiencing other women before me?" I told her no. She was all I ever needed. But for a second, I swear I saw sadness flash in her eyes before she changed the subject. Weeks later, she dropped the bomb. She wanted to try an open marriage. I thought she was joking. She wasn't. She framed it as spicing things up, but I could see through it. I asked if this had to do with her manager. She denied it, saying she just wanted to explore because she felt she'd missed out. I should have said no. I should have walked away. I loved her. And against every instinct screaming inside me, I agreed. We set ground rules. No bringing partners into our home. Simple, right? The next year, she went on dates, had one-night stands, and surprise, surprise, started a full-blown affair with her manager. Meanwhile, I went on a few dates myself, but it felt wrong. I couldn't do what she did so easily. Until I met her. A woman from South Korea, sharp wit, radiant smile, conversation that flowed like water, and when we became intimate, it was different. It made me feel like a man again, desired, powerful, alive, and my wife noticed. At first she thought it was cute, but as months passed, her curiosity turned to panic. She'd come home early with home-cooked meals. She cleaned obsessively. She even started showing up at my workplace with lunch. Suddenly, she was initiating intimacy again, like the woman I thought I'd lost years ago. But by then, something inside me had died. When I did give in, it was mechanical, just to get it over with. Finally, I confronted her. "Why the sudden change?" I asked. Her answer, "Because I love you." "I want us back," I laughed. I couldn't help it. "What about your friends, your manager, your one-night stands?" She cried herself to sleep that night. The next day, she told me she wanted to close the marriage, that it had all been a horrible mistake, that her friends convinced her she'd missed out. Her manager egged her on until it became something thrilling but destructive. She said Dee realized she murdered the special bond we had and would do anything to rebuild it. But by then, I wasn't sure I could see her as my wife anymore. We started marriage counseling, and her confessions only grew darker. She admitted that before we even opened our marriage, she and her manager had already crossed boundaries, touching themselves in front of each other. He told her it wasn't cheating because it wasn't technically physical. I was floored. She wept at my feet, begging forgiveness. But it got worse. Later, she overheard her manager bragging to a coworker about how easy she was, that she was just a distraction, that his was the only woman who ever truly understood him. My wife vomited in the parking lot when she realized the truth. She destroyed our marriage for a man who didn't even want her. Meanwhile, my lover, the woman who had been there when my world was falling apart, gave me something my wife never could: strength, laughter, light. And suddenly, my wife was the one panicking. She begged, pleaded, even suggested moving away and starting over, just the two of us. But I told her the truth. I couldn't betray my lover like that. She collapsed, sobbing, clinging to me like I was disappearing before her eyes. And here's the twist of fate. The friends who pushed her into this, one of them hooked up with the manager too. She ended up pregnant. He tried to accuse her of baby trapping him. Her boyfriend found out, dumped her, and she miscarried from the stress. In her grief, she exposed the manager to his and upper management. His career, over. His engagement, destroyed. Karma doesn't miss. As for me, I moved into my brother's apartment. My wife keeps begging, keeps trying to prove she's changed. She even helped expose her manager, thinking it would win me back. But the truth is, every time I look at her, I don't see my wife anymore. I see betrayal. I'm in counseling now, but not for the marriage, for me. To figure out why I stayed as long as I did, because in the end, her adventure killed our marriage, and her regret is the only thing she has left. The poetic justice? She destroyed our life chasing freedom, and now she's alone, desperate to rebuild a marriage that no longer exists, while I found someone who truly values me. The manager who whispered sweet promises, exposed, humiliated career in flames. The only person he really cared about, gone for good, and my wife. Every day she wakes up knowing the man she risked everything for never wanted her, and the man who truly loved her may never come back. That's her punishment, not from me, from her own choices. If there's one thing this story proves, it's this. Sometimes the greatest revenge isn't something you plan. It's simply watching people reap the consequences of the seeds they sow. My wife thought she was missing out. Turns out what she missed was the fact that she already had everything. So what would you do? Could you ever forgive a partner who betrayed you like this? Or is betrayal the point of no return? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories where betrayal meets justice. Because in the end, karma always cashes the check.